Okay, what I want to show you today, something I've been thinking about quite a while because I've been working in Joomla a little bit, and I found out that they've got some embedded fonts. If you look at this is just a Dreamweaver document, and you may want to have different headers on your page that you can probably change from time to time. The old-fashioned way that you would do it with styled fonts is to make it into a graphic, which obviously means it makes it more confusing and difficult to actually change and edit the fonts, because you have to keep going back to the PSD file, change it, save it out and everything. Now, with a little bit of limitation, you can style fonts and have them editable like this. I'm going to show you how to do this. Took me a little bit while to figure it all out, but basically it's not that hard when you get the hang of it. Okay. What you need to do is to have several different font types, but for this tutorial I'm going to use just TrueType fonts, because you'll find that certain browsers don't use specific types of fonts, namely Internet Explorer uses something called EOT. There is a converter. I'll just show you the converter. This is a converter. I'll put it in the actual listing for the tutorial when I put it online. Okay, so if you want to ever convert anything to EOT, but it does say here somewhere that sometimes it does create an error, so you have to be careful. Okay, go back to Dreamweaver. So what I've done is I've just quickly set up 4 divs like so, just giving them default names and things and default classes, font 1, 2, 3 and 4. And you'll notice I've styled it a little bit. I'm going to go to my styler, which is CSS Edit. Okay, I just basically made an array to style all these the same, which is basically a background color grey, the height and the width and the margin and the padding. Okay, I've also now made the attributes for this individual fonts here, which are going to obviously alter these fonts to the ones you want to style. Okay, first though, I'm going to show you the fonts. What you need to do is to download your fonts, and I've put them into an actual full folder called fonts. If you look at my this is my folder for my website. This is my CSS that I'm doing here. Okay, it's my index folder. Nothing there at the moment. You can just see some of the actual things. And these are my fonts listed. Okay, what I'm going to do is show you how to actually add all these to these 4 different elements, and you can see if I scroll through them, they're quite different, so you will see the actual change. Okay, I'll probably do them in that order as well, so you can see them as they're listed. So let's get started. First thing is you have to declare the font family, okay, which means you have to use this symbol here, which is @ notice now I've done that, and it's called @font face, like so. Okay, once you've done this, you have to then put your colon in and declare what you want to call the name of the font. For instance, there it says action of the time. I'm going to call it action then. That's the first one I want to do, like so. Alright, actually I'm just going to check the one I did earlier just to make sure I'm getting the syntax correct. Okay, I don't want to make a mess. Yeah, you have to declare the font family. See, I've already made a mistake. Put it on the next line. Font family. I think we just have to get rid of that. You have to put that inside it actually. Like so. Move that to there. Alright, the next thing we need to do, if you look at the previous version, you have to find the source, okay, which is this line. Okay, and this one. What that bottom line does, for instance, is it overrides if it's an italic font, put it into normal mode. Okay, so what our local name is basically action. It's the same as the one we're going to use above. Okay, I'm going to change that to action, and if you look here, that's the name of my font, so I've got to basically make sure I copy that exactly and put that where it is there. And you'll also now notice also it says format TrueType. That's because it's a TrueType font. All these are TrueType fonts. and basically it's setting it up so it'll recognise the actual format. Okay, this basically just says it's local as well. Alright, just save that. Next thing we need to do is actually declare that in the actual font section, so it actually styles it, because that's just declaring it. Okay, and the way we do this, if I show you, basically it says down here, you see this is one that says League Gothic, and it's actually got League Gothic here, you see. Okay, so if we start doing the normal routine, which is to put font family, if I just put in as it's written action, yeah, like so. It hasn't started. Okay. Is it in a folder called font? It's because I put an S on this one, not, you see, because I copied it from this one. Okay. As soon as you get the right URL, you'll notice it styles it. Okay. I put in action. I'm going to add some other little features to this to make it look, because you don't want it black against grey. I'm going to make it into white. Okay, you notice you can do that, and you can notice you can put 24, for instance, which makes it a little bit bigger. I'm going to make it actually, could be 30. Yeah, but then I'm going to have to drop down the padding here. Okay, and make the height, because the padding all together. Make the height say 50. Okay, so that's changed it, so you can see it's got a kind of a style font in there. The others I haven't. Okay, so what we have to do is, this is how you do it, you just basically declare each of the fonts. Oops. Like so, and what I'm going to call it, this one, next one down, just a second, I'm going to call that one League. Okay, obviously I have to call that League. I'm going to then put that as copy League Gothic. Yeah, okay. I won't change the bottom bits at the moment, I'll just get all these in place. So I'm going to put in that, and that. And the final one is this one. Oops, I missed one, didn't I? Doesn't matter, doesn't matter what order I put them in. Just make sure everything's exactly as it should be. Actually, you'll notice here that's in lowercase at the start. It doesn't have to be in lowercase, I'm going to show you. Just change that to that and that to that. Okay, now what we need to do is just go down here, and what I'm going to do is change the actual styling and shape of this. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that, type that in. Instantly you notice it's changed, so what I'm going to do is put in League. You notice it's changed to League now. You notice that's going to need to have some kind of padding. Okay, this is where you have to do separate things, but I'm just going to put them in so you can see what happens with each of the things. You remember that was Yan 1, okay, and the last one was plain Walker. Okay. Oops. It's not case sensitive, which is quite good. Okay, so there we go. I've added all the different fonts. You notice you'll have to alter and style these a little bit different to get the things in, but I'm going to show you how they work actually in different browsers. Oops, save my CSS. Let's go to Safari first. Open File. Go to Font Change and Index. Open. Takes a little time to load the fonts, okay, but there you go. Right, 4 different kinds of fonts all in your web page, and you'll notice they are selectable. Okay, they're not text graphics. Okay, I'm just going to show you that they work in other browsers. Just got to open up Firefox and Chrome. Again, it will load. I'm waiting on. It's loading now. There you go. Works in Works in Chrome. As I said, the only one it doesn't really work in is Internet Explorer, and that's why you have to convert your fonts to allow it for this EOT file. Okay, you just basically source it the same way once you've added your EOT to your page. And as you can see, this is Firefox. I have a bit of a problem waiting for it to load up. So you can see that it's Firefox and it's got all the fonts in place. Okay, so that's how you embed fonts into some web pages using this function, font family, font face. Okay, it's quite a simple process to use. It's CSS3. Most modern browsers actually recognize this now. Unfortunately, it won't work with the IE6, maybe IE7 either. But you'll probably find everything else, if they're up to date, will work. Okay, I think it goes back to Safari 3.1 as well. Okay, so that's how you can make it so you can style and add some extra text to your web pages. Best thing to do, actually, just to give you a warning, as you see here it says font. If you want to be safe, you could just add, for instance, Arial, Helvetica, and Sans. I can't remember what that is. Sans. So, yeah. Let me just check.